This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in 365. What's happening, man? One more time here with your guy, Sheldon J. I came to you today. First off, let me go back by saying, if you haven't had a chance yet, go back and check out all the videos from our partners in crime. We got Ken, FIFO, Nikki Duce, Beezy, Manny, 12 Kyle, all the guys, man, they all made videos and we all have some good content up. So if you have not checked it out yet, make sure you go back and take a listen and look. We're doing a series right now on the NBA, but before I get to that, I want to talk about your boy Juwan Howard. I don't know if y'all saw, but a couple days ago, he had a spat during the handshake line with the head coach of Wisconsin. They got into a little verbal altercation, which led to him actually throwing a punch at the assistant coach Joe, I think his name is Joe Krabenhoff. But Juwan Howard threw like an open hand punch, kind of hit him upside the head, which led to a few other little scuffles between the players in the handshake line. So it's kind of an ugly incident, man. It really, really was, and it put a big stain and a black eye on college basketball for a little bit, because this has been the story instead of the games. First off, my thoughts on it. I was very disappointed. I was disappointed in Juwan because this is not the first time. He had an incident last year with a coach, and they had words and had to be separated, and it was kind of heated. Maryland is who he was going against, the coach at Maryland, and it would seem to be me at this point that he would understand that you're under a microscope at this point. You're a head coach, and you don't have time for the shenanigans and all the stuff that goes along with that. Man, just go out there and coach this game. If you lose, stick to your guns as far as getting with your players, but that's who you deal with that with. And if that man chooses to call a timeout because you're pressed, well, first off, let me go back and clarify that part. He was upset because Wisconsin called a timeout with seconds left on the clock because they were getting pressed by Michigan still, even though the game was pretty much over. He had his reserves in, and they were getting pressed, so he called a timeout. Juwan Howard looked at that like a slap in the face, which, in all honesty, hey, man, it's your team. Do what you want to do. If I don't like what you're doing, my job is to make sure that my team is in that game and we stand a chance to win. To me, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but Juwan saw it a different way. And when they met in the line, he said, I'm going to remember this one. I'm going to remember this one. So the coach tried to stop him, which he had no business putting his hands on him anyway. But he tried to brace him and stop him and try to explain to him what happened. And one thing led to another, and we got to this point. Like I said, first off, I'm disappointed in Juwan because I would expect him to know that he's under the microscope and know that these young men are watching him. You're supposed to set the example. You hold your head up, keep yourself in line, y'all shake hands. If I'm going to call a coach later on and say, yo, I got something to say, we can talk outside, then that's a little different. But that was not the time nor the place for that. Regardless as to what we feel about it, was not the time or the place. Also, that coach had no business putting his hand on Juwan at any point either. So I think they both were wrong, to be honest. But Juwan, of course, would shoulder most of the blame because he should have just shook hands and kept it moving. That's something that you deal with. And if you are going to remember it, prove it next time on the court. Get your guys ready to play this team. And that's just the bottom line. That's just how I look at it. And like I said, I've seen some mixed emotions from coaches. A lot of coaches were calling for Juwan to be punished harshly. I thought that the punishment fit the crime. He was suspended for the rest of the season, which I think equates to about 5 games. A couple of players got suspensions, but I think the punishment fit the crime. It's fine by me. It just made sense to do it that way. You bide your time. You take the fine that goes along with it, and you keep it moving. Be glad you kept your job, because a lot of people were saying that he should have been fired. I didn't think it should have went that far. But if you do have any more dust-ups or something like that happens, I would question his ability to lead young men and maybe look at something like that. Because, like I said, I expect him to set the example and teach them that that's not the way you handle business. You are grooming young men who come from various backgrounds. These guys need the utmost examples of what positions to hold. But like I said, I saw a lot of coaches supporting him, although I saw a lot of them tearing him down. Some of them were saying, hey, we were young and we made mistakes as young coaches too. And sometimes your emotions get caught up. He ain't that far removed from being a player, so his emotions are still in the game. So it's very easy to get emotional and to get upset. It's just how you deal with those emotions and how you deal with being upset and how you push forward. Because, like I said, that was an ugly incident that involved young men that you're responsible for. And if my son was there and he got involved in that, then I would be upset not only with my son, but with his coach, because I trusted you with I trusted you with my child. So it's just a lot that goes into that, man, and I hate it for him. But I think the punishment fits the crime. Let me know what you guys think, man. Let me know if y'all agree with that, or if y'all think he deserved a little more, or maybe even a little less, if that's the case. Let me know what y'all feel about it, and you know, definitely chime in the comments. We appreciate y'all's support. As y'all continue to support us and watch us, we're on every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. And make sure you're there. And not only that, do me a favor, invite a friend with you, man. We're trying to grow the channel. So just jump on with us, man, and show us some love. Thank you, and you're much appreciated. And until next time, I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.